वेलकम बैक टू क्वांटलैब। क्वांटलैब में आपका स्वागत है। पिछले वीडियो में मैंने बात की थी a simple trading strategy. So I've talked about a simple trading strategy that you can build with 10,000 rupees. The idea being you start from scratch, you pull some data, you find a multi-factor trading strategy, and I've used some of the most common indicators. Again, not a trading advice, but used all of them in some conjunction by building an equation where each of them are in certain proportions. Use them to generate signal, then back tested, and then showed you further details. I have also shown how different parameters can significantly influence your trading strategy. Something like date, something like the variables or the percentage in which these details are combined together. These different values are combined together. So this video is all about optimization. So I have talked about optimization in the previous video. So if you have not touched on the previous video, please do check it out. Let's dive into what optimization is. So most of the code is same. If you want a code, access to all of the code that I produce or share, please join the member community. All the code is shared in there. All right. And yeah, obviously more additional perks. You get much early access to all the videos. I'm planning to just schedule videos, which is whenever I schedule it, it will be live and all of that. So yeah, let's dive back in. So simple. Import the Yahoo Finance, get some data. I've talked all about this in previous video. Calculate the moving average indicators, generate the signal, generate the backtest, and all of that. Now, all of this is same. There's no change, but I have added another function called optimize strategy, which is the optimization function. So there's few concepts to understand, and we'll take a dive into what optimization is, how it works, and what are the key technologies behind powering it. So optimization, let's probably look at the purpose. So the first thing that you need to understand when you are trying to optimize a trading strategy is, let's say that you're used to using a 15-day moving average or 20-day moving average, but can maybe 25-day moving average work better? And everybody is used to finding their own combination. Sometimes they tweak it backwards as per the strategies. For a certain stock that they're trading, they find the pattern, or they find the analysis by analysis that this is the combination of moving averages that are working well. So that's essentially the variation. Now you also have something like RSI, very simple, 30-70, but why 30, right? Maybe 28 for that certain stock. Maybe it's more sensitive. So the purpose of optimization really is to answer these questions and try different combinations. This does not give you the strategy or the value. This is directional in nature, but this is better than guessing. The second concept that you do is you put a grid of parameters, and think of this as all the options that it can go through. So maybe for RSI you want to go from 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 30, 40, etc. So that's how you move forward, and all of the values that you say, let's say you want to increase it by 1, in certain cases even decimals, all of that becomes a grid, right? It becomes a step and grid. And that's how you move forward. So you essentially search through all of them. The third key point is you are testing all the combinations. So basically you pass all the possible combinations and, basically looking at every item in the menu. And then you go back test it, all the parameters. So now you would have understood where this is going. This is very compute intensive. So you're going back, calculating total return, calculating the Sharpe ratio or whatever ratio you have selected, doing the maximum drawdown and all of that. Then you go on and rank things, and then you select the best and things like that. Key concepts to understand: it is not about finding the right value, it's actually the balance. Sometimes your return might be highest, but the risk might be also higher. So you have to see what's the right balance that works out for you. Maybe you are okay with 2% lesser return, but the risk is substantially reduced as well. So that's something that needs to be understood. Most important parameter, past performance doesn't guarantee future return everywhere. Don't overfit, because essentially you're trying to search through everything. You might end up overfitting. Computationally, this is very, very, very expensive. It requires time and great computing power. And there are strategies by which you can bounce this through, which is further advanced in this. This is already advanced conversation. So you can do probabilistic things and all of that, which I'll talk about in future videos. So here's the bit of code, which is define DEF, optimize strategy, data, and the Palm grid. Essentially takes the values and the parameter grid. We'll look at how the parameter grid could look like. Here's the empty results. and then you loop through everything in the grid, right? So you make a copy of the data, you backtest, you call the backtest function across all the parameters, and then you keep adding the results. So it's basically a search across. There's a function which helps you achieve that in sklearn, which is what we are using. So we are using this function parameter grid, and if you see up top, I have imported an additional function which was not included in the previous one, which is sklearn.model selection parameter grid. So this is a parameter grid essentially. And going back to the library definition, it's a grid of parameters with a discrete values for each. And using built-in iterations in Python, you can just work through that. You can see through different examples and it will show you what things are working on. Moving forward, so everything is same. You take a ticker, and then here's how the palm grid look like. I'll zoom in. So the grid is basically for moving average. What are the different thresholds you're taking for volume? What are the thresholds for RSI, RSI upper, MACD thresholds, Bollinger Band thresholds, and all of this. So these are different thresholds, and then as you optimize through it, right, what will happen is it'll run through a big chunk of loop, and it will give you some value towards the end. Yeah, it does give something. Where did it go? It does give the value. Just a second. Sorry. I will need to look through it. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, there are a lot of warnings coming out, but the values are printed somewhere in this list. I don't know, maybe it's getting lost in the warnings that it's generating, but the values are getting printed. I am pretty sure of it. So you can also print it here, like just print it here, like as a best parameter selection, and then you can give the return, Sharpe ratio, etc. So you have the best parameters printed here, and this is MA is 0.02, MACD is 0.005, RSI, etc. Now, very important to understand, there are parameters which we have not optimized. For example, if I go back and look at the equation and the strategy itself, where my signal generation was coming, I was combining all of these parameters in a certain combination. I don't know where I have written that. Maybe it's not included in this file itself, but I was combining all of these in a certain percentage, like 20% MD is MACD is important, 30% RSI is important, and things like that. I have not optimized that parameter. So you have to understand that there are parameters that could lie outside of your optimization space, so that's not factored in. But can you even optimize that? Yes, but that would be too much, maybe, if you want to be very exhaustive around it. There are some tools which I have seen, like AmiBroker, who do this out of the box. I'm not sure of other tools. If you are aware, please put in the comments. So this is the palm grid. You run it through the optimization loop, and then you generate the final values. You go through the final calculation. The returns are significantly higher, 22 to 233%. Drawdown is minus 37, and then you plot the equity curve. You started with 10,000. And as you can see, this has given you crazy returns. So yeah, it's a good way to look at the returns. But again, the returns are not important. If I probably change some of the parameters in here, it might again. Sorry, there's too many warnings in this. I should have suppressed the warning. So maybe if I go here and just change the date as I was doing in the previous video, it will do a lot of additional changes. Since I changed the date, it's running again. It's not picking from cached values. Run this. And yeah, it's gonna take some time. But what I wanted to show is the date is not an optimization parameter. It's just the data, and I don't think you should optimize on date. But once this thing finishes, you will see that the trading strategy, even though it's actually better than the previous experiment, do look in the previous video, it does give some sort of profitability. And in the previous video, I think I was ending up with minus returns. So this is still better than the previous one, but not that great. I still see a lot of choppiness and there's room to improve. So yeah, the strategy can definitely be improved, but optimization as a tool, in a nutshell, is look through all the possible values, find the right jumping space. So you have a grid, you have a chessboard or a grid like setup. You need to see how you are hopping through, traversing through, and then you run through all that loop computationally expensive, time expensive. The code is slightly, you should optimize it using Pythonic approaches, and then you run it. So you could get much better results at your trading strategy. All right. So that's it. That's how you do parameter optimization for trading strategies in Python. If you like the video, put in a comments. If you have not subscribed to my channel, why not? Please do subscribe. I share a lot about technology. How can you bring AI into trading? How do you code out algos and key fundamental concepts? All right. Until next video. Bye bye.